don't know how you can not fear them doing something to you. I mean, you.
What are they gonna do to me? What's the problem? They're gonna kill me? Whether my life is complete or not is not up to me. What happens next, I do not know. If there's more to come, so be it. I'm going to expose the blackmail schemes, and next week it's going to get bigger, because we're taking you beyond just this individual, and we're going to go to people who work at the highest levels. I'm tired of seeing tens of thousands of people slide into my DMs and then complaining about how bad things are, and then they do nothing. I'm just tired of it. So here I stand, I can do no other. If they're going to kill me, they're going to kill me.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I wanted to reach out. I wanted to make a video about a potentially very, very big story coming today from James O'Keefe. You may recognize him or remember him from Project Veritas. I mean, he was essentially Project Veritas all by himself, getting forced out of the company, going on to start O'Keefe Media Group, and already under that banner, giving us a couple of massive, massive stories from whether it's, White House officials, whether it's him roasting Mark Cuban, whether it's, stuff going on at the border. He's doing great work. I have always respected his body of work. I understand that not everyone loves kind of ambush journalism, but for me, I think that as long as the target is, in a public place or, a high-ranking enough evil person, I generally don't care how he gets the story. He's been long maligned by the left because he exposes a lot of what they don't want. But he uploaded kind of some troubling or, worrisome message the other day talking about his life being at risk over this latest story. And I'm not quite sure what to think of it. I'm going to get into it, though, after a quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, in current year, everyone basically has to have a VPN. It's a extremely versatile and now basically required tool of browsing the modern internet. And that's why I'm happy to be partnered with Private Internet Access and have been for over a year now. It's a VPN I use. It's a VPN I recommend to my friends and family, and I have a massive discount for my viewers. In short, a VPN allows you to change the location that you may be seen as browsing the internet from. This helps you unlock television shows and movies that might not be available in your area. It allows you to browse the internet anonymously. Heck, even right now, we just saw several countries, for example, Google and Meta are now blocking news in Canada. And well, how are you going to get your news? Well, you could change your location. VPN helps protect your privacy, secure your data, and bypass network blocks. It comes in extremely important all the time. That's why I have it on my computers, laptops, and mobile phones. Private Internet Access is an open source app with no usage logs, unlimited bandwidth, high-speed global server network, dedicated apps, powerful encryption, and 24/7 live support. Unlock the power of the internet and stay censorship-free by using my link in the description below and get yourself... All right, so if you don't have any VPN, make sure you get Private Internet Access. Link in the description and pinned comment down below. James O'Keefe tweeted this: "People familiar with the story coming out tomorrow keep texting me, asking me about fear. I've taken the time with this careful response. At 39, I've lived a good life. Whether it's complete or not is not up to me. What happens next, I don't know. If there's more to come, so be it. I've learned the pursuit of truth requires extreme risk while operating without a safety net. I've experienced so much. I've lived 10 lives compressed into a fraction of one." Now, this sounds very reflective. Now, he's obviously hyping up the release of this report. One thing, James has always delivered, but this is a level of hype that I have not seen from him before. He's obviously broken a lot of stories, whether it was like Pfizer and stuff like that, that were pretty massive. This, I hope, is even bigger than that. I mean, we're talking about presidential expose or, that island or something like that. He's setting himself up. Now, I know he knows what he's doing. He's got to hype it up, but I mean, this is going to be massive. I mean, I'm going to be watching this with bated breath. That's all a man can hope for. Meteoric highs, extreme lows, and near-death experiences. Jail and jury trials. Travels through every state dozens of times. Adventures, travels, failures, betrayals, and loves loss and gain. Repeated values, moving and climbing mountains, enduring multiple rebirths and renewals. What I've learned is written in 3 books, particularly American Muckraker and filmed masterclasses released and unreleased. I've received love from balanced family and honest parents and sincere grandparents who raised me to have a maniacally driven work ethic, all while believing in the best in people. From my vantage point, the last thing is on the verge of extinction unless things fundamentally change. That is, believing the best in people, I guess. I built a good organization from nothing, which did good things. I'm taking lessons from a first company and building a better one from nothing, which I know will do extraordinary things. Challenging Leviathan itself is hard enough. Leviathan doesn't like being challenged, but nearly impossible as that is, the enemy and its injustice is no longer what bothers me. An enemy that can't betray you. An enemy can't betray you. Only people you think are good can do that. Now, I wonder if this is going to be, maybe this will be revealing who is behind the implosion of Project Veritas. Many people believed, the timing was awfully suspicious. It was, I don't know, pretty close to right after the Pfizer tapes that he released. Did the entire, that was probably the biggest scoop that I can remember Project Veritas having. And within a month, the company had dissolved. And James, they tried to smear James, and he was out. So I've always drawn that parallel line between, Project Veritas and Big Pharma. He continues, it's been an indescribable hell on earth for me to witness people go against everything they claim to believe in, everything good and right in service to their love of money and power. I've witnessed envy destroy people whose hearts I thought I knew. I've seen an unhealthy obsession with comfort and safety from countless others. These weaknesses stand between us and what we're up against, which leads me to the video I'm about to release. I am not thinking of offing myself, but I'm also not afraid to die. That's a bit, that's a spicy meatball to be thrown out there. A lot of people look up to James O'Keefe. A lot of people respect him like I do, and we need him around. Am I particularly worried for him? I don't know. I don't know what he knows. I don't know what's in this tape coming out later today. He writes, I'm now indifferent to the outcome and frankly numb to the consequences of truth-telling. I've adapted to faith over fear. The mission is to discover other people whose principles are not for sale, who will do the right thing rather than talk about doing the right thing. I'm tired of seeing tens of thousands of people sliding into my DMs, complaining to my team about how bad things are, and then they make excuses or do nothing. I'm tired, boss. So here I stand. I can do no other. And has been said, if they're going to kill me, they're going to kill me. So let's do this. Let's get 2024 started. Let's inspire others to be brave. Let's raise the stakes. Let's expose them all. In truth, James. Now, I mean, I don't know what he's talking about kind of revealing here. I can only speculate. I suppose we'll find out today at 3 or 4 o'clock, I guess. Any man that has to say, I don't have these thoughts, to remove myself from the planet is about to go after the Clintons. I mean, is there something there? Joe Biden, Hunter, I mean, he has surprised me before. He generally doesn't tip his hand in terms of like what he's going to report on too far ahead of time. It's just kind of like, boom, here's a mind-blowing expose, or here's a caught on tape thing that happened. I don't think he goes this hard for just another, woke company. You see a lot of people, thank you, please be safe, praying for you, stay safe. This is what bravery looks like. Yeah. I mean, people bring up Julian Assange, of course, too. People are saying, we're doing this again, the over-dramatization of the next big expose that will reveal nothing about the circle you hang out with. People help set up, obviously, J6 when people come in, blah, 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 blah. I mean, we'll see. I think he's throwing a very spicy meatball out there, and I hope that, he follows through, or I hope that he's got the goods to back this up, because he does this video too.
I'm not suicidal, but I'm not afraid to die, because at this point, I'm indifferent to the outcome and frankly numb to the consequences. I've adapted to this whole idea of faith over fear. What do you mean fear? What are you afraid of?
I don't know how you cannot fear them doing something to you. I mean, you.
What are they gonna do to me? What's the problem? They're gonna kill me? Whether my life is complete or not is not up to me. What happens next, I do not know. If there's more to come, so be it. I'm going to expose the blackmail schemes, and next week it's going to get bigger because we're taking you beyond just this individual, and we're going to go to people who work at the highest levels.
Now he says, join us on Spaces at Wednesday at 4 Eastern, so I guess 3 my time, when we publish DC Swamp Exposed Part 2. So this is talking about, people in Washington, D.C. and potential. I mean, the last thing we saw was basically a low-level employee admitting this, that, or the other thing as he was out on a date with James, didn't recognize him. I think what he's doing with OMG is smart, trying to inspire more people to get out there with a camera in their hand and get out there and do the real hard work that, quite frankly, most of us, including myself, are not cut out for. There's a reason that there's only, one James O'Keefe. There's a reason there's only, 3 or 4 people even doing this kind of thing on a regular basis. And because there's not a lot of reward in it and there's a whole lot of risk. It's a lot easier to just take some corporate job at the New York Times or whatever and collect your salary instead of doing any real work and just push, hit pieces and try to ruin people's lives who said a mean tweet one time or something like that. So it's going to be interesting to see what this is today. I'll be interested to hear what you think in the comment section down below. If you think it's going to be a nothing burger, or do you think it's going to be massive? Probably, obviously, be somewhere in between, but it's going to be curious, and I guess we'll all know in just a few hours.